Good afternoon. This is Debbie Broughton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I'm hopping on here today to have day 2 of my Silly Old Bear cards I made. These are like simple, fast. You kind of let the DSP do the talking. So no fun folds or anything, just using the different scenes that they gave us on the 2 different sheets in the DSP pack. So, this one says, "You deserve a little treat." And on the inside it says number 2, so I can remember what stamps I used. "Hope this card makes you smile," with a little Pooh down here with his honey jar. So, the stamp sets I used were Sweet Words. Just a second. Sweet Words and Labels. And on the inside was In Your Own Words. Is where you get this. Hope this card makes you smile. So let's just get started. If you're here and you're watching, it would be great if you could type a comment. Sometimes my comments don't always show up, but we're hoping today that they will, so that I can maybe chat with you while we're talking. For some reason, when I'm looking at this on my laptop, this paper almost looks like Early Espresso, but it is Mossy Meadow, and it could just be my laptop. So let's get started. First, we're going to have our usual card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to use our bone folder. Then we have a mat that goes on the back. Now, I know you're going to think this is silly, but there were 2 characters here. One was the jar by itself, and the other one, I'm pretty sure, was Piglet. And so, I just hate to put those down and not be able to cut them out if they're not going to show. So I cut that out, and you're not going to be able to tell that I did. So we're going to take this and we're going to, I forgot to get my glue ready. We're going to glue this down onto the card base. I know it seems kind of silly when there's so many characters all over, but I just love sticking the little characters in different spots on the cards, like I did on the inside of this card. So I try to save them when I can. So, this is our mat. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the ribbon on, after I already have it all glued down here. Let me see if I could take it up easily. If I can't, we're just going to have to do something different with the ribbon. We're just going to try to very carefully take this off, since I didn't smooth it down very well. We did it. Okay. So we're going to hide all that mess there. I have some beige ribbon here that I'm going to use. It's retired now, but this is my goal lately. I'm trying to use up my retired ribbon, my retired embellishments. And we have plenty of different ribbon and embellishments in the catalog if you need to purchase some other ones. Right now I'm looking for my tear and tape, which is right here. It's almost gone, and my order is coming in Friday. I can't wait because I'm really think I might run out of tear and tape before it gets here. I do have a little bit of what we used to use. I found it when I was cleaning something out. The red ribbon is what we used to call it. And it's the same as tear and tape, only you have to cut it, and it's got a lot of static. And the red that you have to take off the tape. But it will work if I need it before Friday. So now I'm looking for my, I found it. Put it on the pokey side. Because there's glue on there, so it's going to be a little bit harder maybe to get this covering off the back. I did it. I definitely don't want to have to cut another piece of this paper because there's just more characters that I can't cut out later for other cards. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put some ribbon right here. And we're going to take it around to the front and be sure that it's straight. And I'm going to cut it off. Let me find my ribbon scissors. So now we're going to be sure that it's straight. And there we have it. And this is pretty thin ribbon, so I'm not going to use dimensionals to pop this up. I'm just going to glue it again right down to the card base. Because like I said, this ribbon is pretty thin. It doesn't make much of a lump. Sometimes if you have too thick a ribbon, you have to use dimensional so you don't have like a lump where it's underneath it. So we're going to put this back on here. Okay, and then we're going to work on our scene. So, like yesterday's card, and probably like most of these cards, excuse me, I have already made some Winnie the Pooh cards, so I used some of these scenes already. So I already had used a whole sheet, so I only had one sheet, so I only have one to make one sample now. So instead I used some other ones that go along with the same theme that I didn't use twice. So this is all his friends hanging around while he's getting ready to open this package. So I thought that went well with the greeting, you deserve a little treat. And how I decided what mats to pick, I picked them matching the color that surrounds the picture. So this one is Mossy Meadow. So I used Mossy Meadow. Now this one is Early Espresso, and I used Mossy Meadow. I'm not sure why, but I guess I was looking more at the picture. I did get inspired by Kelly Lamb's video that she did on Christine Bertram's YouTube channel. So she has some excellent cards there also. So I'm going to glue this down. This will hold the ribbon down in the middle. Like I said, these are pretty fast and easy cards that you can make, but they come out so cute because the DSP just does all the work. All right, then I did cut out some extra oak leaves, and I'm just going to pop this one up with a small dimensional. I have my dimensionals right here. If it will stick, there we go. I love getting my nails done, but sometimes I have trouble with these little bitty dimensionals when I have my nails on. So I'm going to take off this white piece of paper. Now you could put more leaves on than just one. I just know that we try to stay with an odd number when we're decorating with embellishments, and so I could either put 1 or 3, so I decided I'd do 1 just up here in the corner. Then we'll get ready to do our label. Now this is a very skinny, and I was going to set it up on the Stampin' Dimensional, but I decided, oh, let's just try it freehand here and see if I can get it even. I put my reading glasses on so I can see better. I'm going to get this straight here on the grid on my glass mat. I'm going to ink this up. And I'm sorry if I'm putting my head in the picture, but I really have to kind of be over it when it's such a skinny piece of paper. There you go. I did that pretty good. I'm usually not that good at getting things straight. So I'm going to add this to this mat here, the Mossy Meadow mat. I like this one better. I made it be just a little bit longer because I kind of cut the other one off right at the words there. And I like to have a little bit more room. And we're just going to add this to the bottom. Hi, Matt. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, there we go. You deserve a little treat today. Now let's see, we need some embellishments. So again, I'm using these earth tone little dots here that I had left over, but there's plenty of things. There's the in color butterflies. There's a whole bunch of embellishments in the catalog that you can get. I'm just trying to use up some of my retired things so I can make room for new things. My embellishment container is getting overflowing with embellishments. So we're going to put 3 of those on. And then I realized just now that I forgot to cut an inside. So let me see if I have some vanilla paper laying here. I used very vanilla because it goes with the background on the DSP, or you could also use basic beige. Let me run and get a piece of very vanilla because I don't see that I have one cut here. Maybe I do. I do. I have a half a sheet here. So it's going to be 5 1/4 by 4, our normal inside. 5 1/4 by 4. I might have said it wrong, but that's what it is. 5 1/4 by 4. Now this is another stamp set. This one's retired. It's called In Your Own Words, but I really love to use it for different things. Because this card, I just think that Winnie the Pooh cards are meant to put a smile on your face. So that's the kind of theme I went with these cards. So we're going to put this here in the middle. I got it a little crooked, but we're going to, well, perhaps I should try again. Because the paper has 2 sides. I'm not going to guarantee I'm not going to get crooked again. It's just something about my eyes, I think. Sometimes I think my eyes just see crooked. It's exactly the same crookedness as it had the first time I tried it. But I think this one came out darker, so we're going to use this side. And people who get my cards already know that about me. So I cut out this little Pooh Bear. It has a die that you can use to cut it out, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I just fussy cut it. because it's a pretty easy one to fussy cut. I'm going to put him here in this corner. And now look what I did. I don't know if you can see it with the jar, but I put this on the Versamark, and then I used clear embossing powder, so it really looks like a glass jar now. So I decided, oh, I'm going to go back and do that with all my honey pots or honey jars. It just adds a little touch. So let's put this in his hands like he's having a little treat. So this will go on the inside, and so now the last thing we have to do is to Stella, because nothing can leave here without some bling or shine to it. It's laying here with my other shimmer brushes. So shake it up really good. So what I think we're going to Stella the leaf. Now sometimes this doesn't show up well on a video, so you just have to take my word for it that it's going to be shiny. So we're just going to add a little glitter to this. Need to squeeze it just a little. I don't like to squeeze it over my card because once I did that and a big glop of like a Stella fell, and then I kind of had like a mess. And so I'm going to also Stella Pooh Bear. I think our new color, Golden Glow, is a great color for the Pooh Bear if you wanted to stamp on cardstock and then cut them out. So there we have it. Day number 2, Silly Old Bear, making people smile. Have a great afternoon. Bye.